are live, and I need to get out of my Wi-Fi, and my stream will probably pause for a second. Try not to get hit by the cars that drive 50 miles an hour down my street. It could go this way, but oh man, actually, I worked at 12 o'clock last night, which was a miracle. It's a little bit overcast today, and that tends to mess with the reception a little bit. So hopefully, we're not doing too bad on that. But I picked up a nail in my tire the other day, and it hasn't been leaking super bad, so I kind of just keep putting air in it. But obviously, that's really annoying, so gonna go get it fixed. And since I don't feel like finding a new tire shop, I'm gonna go to a tire shop near where I used to live in Alhambra. I fear they're going to charge me $20 for each little plug, which I guess I can't really blame them for, but it's kind of annoying, considering the price of the tire is like $100, and this is going to be my second, third, and fourth plug in the tire. My spare actually has a lot of tread on it, almost exactly as much tread as my current tires, but of course, being the wannabe engineer that I am, I worry that if my spare is a little more or a little less tread than my other tire on the back, that they're going to be spinning at different rates and kind of put unnecessary wear on that differential. I'm not a tire expert, and the differential is kind of designed for that anyways. But more to the point, if I put the spare that doesn't leak on the back, then I have a tire with 3 nails in it in the back of my car as my spare. Of course, the problem with that is then when I need a spare, my spare is flat, and then I have to put air in the spare, which means I need to carry a pump with me. So the whole freaking situation just gets more annoying. Wow, that was a really crappy bump in the road. Oh, and I am very hungry. I had 4 chocolate chip cookies, 3 or 4 pieces of mesquite smoked flavored turkey. I don't know if it's actually smoked turkey or smoked flavored turkey. Marketing is so deceptive these days. And I'm trying to do something very complicated. I'm trying to get to the freeway by making about 5 different turns from memory without using my maps because I don't want to slow down my Google Maps while I'm trying to live stream. We will see how that goes. Life is good. I have too much stuff going on in my life, but I more or less have either the capacity, the knowledge, or the money to fix all my problems. That's why money is so important. A lot of preppers don't talk that much about money. Maybe they talk about saving, or they talk about how buying food is a good investment. I know, like another overtaxed taxpayer is really into the whole digital coin thing, Ethereum and Litecoin. So he's kind of super keyed into the investing world. But in general, you don't really hear preppers talk that much about money. They talk about knives and homesteads and, oh, I got to buy a generator and I'm going to buy an IBC and have 500 gallons of water and, 50 gallons of gasoline and all this stuff. But obviously, everything costs money. Money is really the most important prep. I mean, would you rather have, granted, a lot of people would probably rather have $10,000 worth of junk in the apocalypse than $10,000 in cash. But I think this idea that cash is going to be worthless in the apocalypse is absolute nonsense. currently our money supply continues to increase via, fractional reserve and all the nonsense that the Federal Reserve and international banks do. But if and when the society ever completely collapses, the money supply is going to stop growing instantly. And not only that, the supply is going to plummet because all of this money that people had in the bank or people had in the stock market, you're not going to be able to access it. So whatever cash you have on hand, in my opinion, is going to be worth a lot more. So instead of a can of beans, costing 75 cents or whatever, it's going to be, $5, $10. We're going to see a little bit of inflation, more so from the decrease. So it's kind of interesting. I think they call that inflation, although maybe it's sort of deflationary. It's actually kind of inflation, but it's a different type of inflation because the supply of dollars plummets, right? Hello. So normally inflation, the amount of dollars increases and that makes the dollars less valuable. In this case, in the apocalypse, the amount of dollars is going to plummet and people still need to trade, right? And the whole point of currency or money is that not everyone has stuff to barter with each other. Like you might have a lot of bullets and you might want some food, but the person who has food might not have a gun. Now, granted, you could convince that person, look, these bullets that I have are going to be valuable, so don't worry about the fact that you can't eat the bullets or that you can't eat silver, but you can just trade it to the next person who wants the silver or bullets or whatever. But the thing is, even in the apocalypse, I still think that money will have value. In fact, like I said, I think the value will be much greater than it is currently. So that is one of the reasons. Let's see what's what are we doing? What in the fuck is going on? Idiots turning left and then nobody else wants to go around. J-pop. What's J-pop? I know what K-pop is. Korean pop music. Oh, Japanese pop. Of course. I gotta say, it's kind of fun listening to that, music from other countries sometimes because you hear the similarities in American pop music, but then you get a little bit of the culture. Really interesting stuff. Of course, the K-pop and J-pop, they love getting like 5 or 10 people in a band, and then they dress them all up differently. One's got orange hair. I think the band, what is it, BTS? I don't know. I was looking up the other day. One's got orange hair, one's got black hair, one's got silver hair, one's got, blonde hair, whatever. They all got their own little thing going on. Oh shit, I was supposed to turn left before this, I think. Marty screwing up. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I gotta get to Highway 10 somehow. Have I invested in Bitcoin? No, I have not invested in Bitcoin. I kind of wish I did, but I don't have an enormous amount of discretionary funds right now to invest in the market. In fact, I just sort of threw several $1,000s in the market before the dip, which kind of sucked. So I had, I don't know, a few $100 in the market. And then I put about 1,500 more bucks into my TD Ameritrade account. And then the market dipped. And because I had faith in these companies, I dropped another 1,500 and averaged down so that my average purchase price was lower. Man, I think I already screwed this up somehow. That's Highway 10. What the frick was I supposed to get on? Naomi, 28th. Well, I guess I'll figure it out eventually. I will, Uncle. I'll check it out. But yeah, Bitcoin's really high right now, so it's not a great time to. Oh wow, and I don't even have my coffee in my cup holder. That was about to be disastrous. I've only spilled coffee in my car 5 freaking times. How the hell? I wish my stupid GPS would work, but my DVD player does not work in my car. It drives me crazy. Of all the first world problems. But no, currently I have about $4,000 in the stock market, all in momentum, long-term stocks, a little bit on EV, a little bit in some holding companies, $800 in a Canadian cannabis company. I'll probably do a video on the stock stuff that I have one of these days. Man, I really need to figure out how to get on the stupid freeway right now. My food cool. All right, well, check them out. How in God's name am I going to get? Oh wait, is this a freeway on ramp right here? That suddenly four cars are behind me. Well, when you're a billionaire, you can invest in a lot of stuff, right? God damn it! How did I literally just turned onto the street and four goddamn cars are right here trying to. But wait, this guy, I tell you, normally people texting drives me crazy, but the fact that it allows you to kind of cut in front of them is kind of nice. Oil and gas, yeah. So what's really funny is that recently the EV market has taken a hit, and stocks like Exxon have started to rise. But I think EV long term is still pretty solid, especially in states like California, which are thinking about trying to make everything EV required. Fucking go, idiot. Um, yeah, oil and gas stuff's doing good. They're doing very well. Now I need to not screw up this freeway stuff real quick. Some LA interchanges are not so well signed. This one is kind of well signed, but yeah, I'm actually a little. I think I'm down a little bit right now, so I'm not going to sell. And there's a couple stocks that I have long-term faith in, like Tesla's, and I'm going to hold for a while. But I think I'm going to try to transition a little more towards day trading. Of course, the only problem with that is that if you start day trading too much of your account, you get flagged, and then you have to have like $25,000 in your account to day trade. So that's a little bit of a pain in the ass because it's going to be, excuse me, coffee, give me some hiccups. Unless I pull money out of my company stocks, which I don't plan on doing for, I don't know, 5, 10 years. I'm not going to have 25 grand in the stock market for a few years. At some point, I definitely hope to, but at any rate, you know, sure, buy some tire plugs and fix all that nonsense myself, but knowing how to patch a tire is definitely a good skill, and it's something I should at some point learn. But I'm so busy right now, I really don't have time to dig with that stuff. Not, oh my gosh, I really don't have the energy to deal with traffic right now, but such is life. Oh, Uncle Al, I wanted to ask you, have you seen the interview that I think Penn Woodsman put up on his channel about that dude who said that he was cloned and that his consciousness was delivered into clones and there's cloning stations and all this weird shit this guy was talking about. Three types of reptilians, and type one, type two, type three, and all this crazy shit. Anyways, yeah, not gonna happen, Uncle Al. I appreciate the humor, but then I'd have to go back to sleeping. Well, I think I'd have to sleep in my car. I don't know if the insurance would cover the hotel, but I would rather not go through that headache. I have enough stress in life and work as it is. I don't need the stress of the house that burnt down. I was just doing some grout. Oh, you think he's nuts? All right, fair enough. Entertaining either way, though. I personally really enjoy when you talk about that stuff, Uncle Al, because it's just I find it so fascinating. Um, just super, super fascinating because I don't think it's beyond the realm of possibility. You know, I think. What do you think about the reptilian thing, Uncle Al? Do you believe reptilians are around? Did they come from somewhere else? Have they always been here? Do they live underground? What are your thoughts on the whole reptilian idea? Are they in government? I know you've mentioned a few times that there's a bunch of aliens kind of all over the place, including Los Angeles. Um, sure would, I don't, oh, fuck, do I want to exit only? I don't ever want to be on the operating table, getting probed by aliens. But if somehow in my life I ever was able to contact, you know, I don't know, come into contact with aliens that didn't screw me over, it would be kind of cool. I guess theoretically, if they do exist, the government doesn't really want to disclose it because they fear people are going to freak out and people won't believe in God or I don't know what. But I think God, is this going to kick me off on Cesar Chavez or not? No, good. Terrence. All right. Well, not like I would ever know if I offended one. You know. Oh, look at all that snow in the mountains. I want to go play in the snow. Oh. I kind of read on and off, watch videos on and off about all that stuff. And apparently there's some national parks in like New Mexico or Arizona where there's kind of a higher incidence of weird shit that goes on. They're from Earth. Okay. Well, one surprised me. I mean, lizards have some intelligence, mammals have some intelligence, so it's not beyond reason that a lizard species could have evolved to have some amount of intelligence. I mean, humans evolved from monkeys, and monkeys aren't that smart. If you believe in all that stuff, evolution and whatnot. So it's not beyond reason that in a million years a lizard could walk upright and hiss at its little lizard friends or whatever. Otherwise, in the prepping world, man, my progress on the house has been kind of shit. I buy 2 gallons of water every week. I have not been buying a lot of food, mostly because my kitchen kind of needs work. I need some more storage crap, and the more stuff that I store in my extra room is just more stuff that I have to take out and put somewhere else when I do the floor and all that stuff. We are alien half breeds. I believe it. I can't prove it's wrong. I remember a while ago I was watching some video and some kind of gene expert was saying that when you look at the DNA of humans, it couldn't possibly have evolved in the relatively short time that we think that we evolved from apes. He's trying to make the point that when you look at like the chimpanzee DNA or versus the human DNA, yes, there's some similarity, but this idea that over 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 years or whatever, that we evolved from apes into very intelligent Homo sapiens sapiens is basically genetically impossible. And that must indicate that we were designed or created. So who knows? Oh, doggo. maybe in the future we'll figure it out. I definitely think the further that we go into space, the more, like if an astronaut, if a Navy pilot sees an alien, his superiors might tell him, you better be quiet. If an astronaut sees an alien, NASA's going to tell him, you're going to lose your job and we're going to put you in prison if you talk about aliens. Like Neil Armstrong, kind of talks about aliens now and then. But if we start getting, civilians and, like Tom Cruise and all these other people going into space, if the average Joe starts seeing aliens when they're up in space, I have a feeling that the government at some point will just have to be like, yeah, there's aliens, you know, yeah, whatever, right? Yeah, there's life on Mars. Yeah, we're not the center of the universe, and yeah, there's aliens, or not the center of the solar system, or whatever. So it's not. There's a there. I don't know if anyone 2023. Okay, I don't know if anyone here watches It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but there was a really funny episode where Mac, sort of one of the dumber members of the crew, I guess he's sort of average. Dennis is supposed to be smart. Mac is in the middle. Charlie is like the wild card. Oh God, I really want a donut from this place. In fact, I think I need to get a donut before I go dip with my tires. But anyways, there was this funny episode where Mac was trying to convince people that evolution is crap because he's really religious, and he made this whiteboard where he was talking about, science is sometimes wrong. Um, he's like Newton died from eating mercury, and Copernicus thought we were the center, we were the center of the solar system or whatever. But he's like, sometimes scientists are wrong, and it was kind of funny. 2% alien DNA. Well, if there's any way that I can profit off this alien DNA, let me know. But for the moment, give me a couple minutes. I gotta go buy some donuts. I will be right back. All right, we're back. Well, I might be moving to Texas, Uncle Al, but I need to take care of some personal stuff in the state first. Sorry for the delay. I had to go see my favorite donut shop, and they actually remembered me, which is really sweet. Um, it's very touching that they remember me because I used to come like 5 times a week. I live literally like 2 blocks away. In fact, just remembering my nightmare tenants who would stomp up the goddamn stairs. They walked like elephants. It was absolutely ridiculous. But it was a good neighborhood. I was close to school. I was really close to school. The neighborhood is super nice, very low crime. Um, but yeah, I'm working on it, Uncle L. Trust me, I'm working on it. I know you said Texas isn't for wimps, but I think I'll be okay. I know I kind of complain about a lot of stupid stuff on the channel, but that's just, you know, a lot of my channel stuff is stream of conscious. Sadly, I have not been uploading a lot of sort of subject based videos as of late. I mean, I almost took a video of me changing the spare tire, but like, who cares? Everyone knows how to change a spare tire. If I go snowboarding this weekend, which I'm still really on the fence about, I might get a selfie stick so that I can get a little bit of footage. But like, video of me snowboarding. Oh, 12 p.m. Yeah, I will. Thank you for the heads up, Uncle Al. But video of me snowboarding is not like that meaningful. What I should do is put a few videos out asking like what my subs want to see. That's kind of a hard thing recently I've discovered about like a prepping YouTube channel is that everybody does everything. Everybody does canning. Everyone does food dehydration. Everyone does, this is all the shit that I bought. This is my knife. I'm trying to figure out what I can bring to the YouTube community that maybe other people don't. Like the stock thing is one thing. I know not a lot of preppers really talk about the stock stuff and how, financial strength sort of relates to prepping strength. Okay, where the hell am I going? Valley? This valley? Gotta drive like LA. Oh, so I don't know. No water, no power, no heat. House. Housing is cheap in Texas. Yes, I know. Land too. I want to get some damn land. I don't know what the hell I would do with it. Something. Probably buy an ATV and just ride around in circles with my dog. Probably. Oh, I'm so hungry. It's windy where I'm thinking about moving to Brownsville. It's very windy, so there'd definitely be some potential for wind generation, which would be cool. Oh, I'm starving. Starving. I've been eating too much, which makes my stomach bigger, which makes me even more hungry, which doesn't really help. God, am I even on the right freaking street? I don't even know. What are you doing, idiot? God forbid you signal. God, am I on the right street? I think so. It's so long. Well, for better or worse, when I get to Texas, I'll figure out if I'm tough or not. Um, I don't talk about a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Not adversary. I don't talk too much on the channel about some of the trials and tribulations that I've been through in life, but I'm tougher than I look. I'm tougher than I appear. I kind of whine and complain about a lot of stuff, and I realize that can kind of give the impression that, like, you know, and I know sometimes you're joking, Uncle Al, but to be perfectly honest, I've been through some pretty serious shit in my life. Um, I'm not really afraid of Texas, not personally. Guns and beer are cheap in Texas. Well, that's not a bad thing, right? Not a bad thing. All right, well, I'm at the tire place. Gotta go. So until next time, like, comment, subscribe, keep prepping. Thank you for joining, and we will see you next time.